How are we, everybody? It is Tuesday and you're very welcome along to the Anfield Agenda, the late night show. My name is Craig. Actually, this is called Holden's Happy Hour now, but tonight this is a full-on preview. Liverpool versus Watford tomorrow. Back to Anfield, back to home turf. Great to see so many people in the chat already. Guys, we have a lot to get through tonight. We'll talk team selections, predictions. Of course, we'll have a chat about the fact that Brendan Rodgers is now Leicester City manager. We'll go through other bits and pieces as well. We'll talk through Jurgen Klopp's press conference today. But guys, as always, this is your show. You let me know what you want to chat about and we'll go from there. We've got Liam in, we have Sam Ferlitrum in, we have Des in, Liverpool fan in, Gonads in, Adrian Hall, Jordan, Tom, Angus Court, Mark Ross, David Allen, The Revenite, lots and lots of more. Calvin Liu as well, Brian Morrissey, October and Brandon, Troy Francis. I think I've got everybody there. Apologies if I've missed anybody. Guys, how the hell are we all feeling? One more sleep till the Reds are back in action and we have a chance to put things right. It's a big week for Liverpool Football Club. Taking on Watford tomorrow night at Anfield, and then of course we got the Goodison on Sunday for the Merseyside derby. Shaping up to be a fantastic week. 6 points and everything will be forgotten about. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I hope you're buzzing. Let's go through the show. Let's see how everyone's feeling. We'll start off with a little bit of good news, and it's not very often we get to come out with good news lately, but we will start off with some good news, and Roberto Firmino is available for selection for tomorrow night's game. Wow. That's something I didn't see coming. It's a massive plus for us. It's a massive plus for the manager. We can talk about whether we think we'll see him starting or not, but he is available. He is fit. That's brilliant. That's such good news. The last thing we wanted to happen is for an injury to be picked up to a really important player at this point of the season. And thankfully, as I said, Bobby's okay, which is brilliant. A couple of people saying hello from the United States as well. How are you? And somebody over from the United Stand. Fortnite, where are you there? There you go, mate. Where are you? Fortnite 5656. Thank you for joining me, buddy. Somebody said good afternoon from Orlando as well. I wish I was there. I'm not going to lie, mate. I wish I was there. And good afternoon to you. It's 10 o'clock here, but of course it's 5 o'clock in Orlando. Craig, would you ever wear a Man United jersey for any money? Yes, David, of course. I will do anything for charity, pal. Anything whatsoever. If it's degrading myself, that's no problem at all. If it benefits others, buddy, I'll be always happy to do it. Good evening, Calvin, as well. Who else have we got? Oh, why do people piss and moan about formation so much? Honest to God, it's 4-2-3-1, no 40. You don't have a fucking clue what it is, pal. You don't have a clue what the formation is. Nor do I. Now stop whinging about it. We're only starting the show. There's always somebody that has to go on a negative, isn't there? The formation is 2 centimetres off to the left, Craig, and there should be somebody off to the right by 1 millimetre. Just fuck off. Honestly, relax. It's all good. Blue is in as well. How are we? Salah doesn't suit the 4-3-3. He's moaning already. Do you absolutely ever shut the fuck up moaning, Liverpool fan 9? Since you've come in tonight, 2 comments, 2 bitching and moaning comments. Relax the fuck. It's all good. Siobhan, 4-1 to Liverpool. JR Football is in. Azzy is in. How are we? Evening from the United Stand. Done that one already. Guys, Roberto Firmino. Huh? Roberto Firmino. Fit and available for action. I'll go through my team selection, although look, you can see it there beside me. I don't have Bobby in my 11. Shh. I know. I'll go through it. I'll explain my rationale. But before anything else, I want to know how you're all feeling and how you're reacting to the fact that he's available. I mean, it's a big plus. Leicester City FC boy, Anthony's in the house. How are you, sir? We'll talk about your new manager as well, of course. And we'll talk about you had a good win tonight as well. 2-1, so well done to you. Good afternoon from Kerry. David, come on, buddy. You're with me. I'm in the same country. I know it's evening time. Craig, would you like a top striker who scores 20 plus a season to replace Bobby? I don't want Bobby replaced in any way, shape or form, Jack, mate. I wouldn't mind Bobby dropped a little bit deeper, but yes, we do need... I don't really care how many goals they score. Does that sound weird? I just want us to win. And if that means we win 1-0 and the strikers only score 12 each for the season, that's grand. If it means we win 9-6 and the strikers score 40 each a season, that's grand. I'm only interested in the team and winning and trying to progress. And as you said, buddy, we do need a striker. We really do need a striker. Fortnite said, I'm a United fan, but I think you will win the league and you're a really good team. Thank you very much. We are a good side. I mean, that's not being big-headed to say that we aren't living up to what we're capable of at the minute, but the manager's done a fantastic job building up this squad over the course of 3.5 years, and long may that continue. Thank you. I know it's tough for a United fan to come over and give Liverpool any credit whatsoever, but thank you very much. The Walking Gamer said, how you doing? Best football channel is yours, mate. That's lovely of you to say. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a great week for us, guys. It's been a great time for the channel. As you can see, we've flown past 9,000 subscribers, heading towards 9,100. So if you're watching, you haven't hit that subscribe button, you want to join us on here and come to the Anfield Agenda family, get to know the people in the chat, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be lovely to get to 9,100 on this stream. 28's not too optimistic, but you know what? Let's just wait and see what happens. And of course, don't forget to drop a like on the stream. Who do you think would go down, said Paul Singh. Mate, funnily enough, Paul, I was just looking at that before I came on the stream. I had a few minutes to kill, so I was looking at the league table. You'd have to say that Huddersfield look dead and gone, even though they won today. Well, I think they won. They were 1-0 up in injury time. Fulham look completely gone. And then I would say Cardiff. I'd hate for Cardiff to go down this season after what's happened, but my honest answer, Paul, is I think Cardiff will go down. But I'd love to know yours, buddy, so please do put it in the chat. Owen said, I like the team, Craig, but I like to see Keita playing as a 10. Guys, if you ever see my team selections and my formations, don't pay much attention to the formations. It's really just me putting the 11 players on the team sheet. However they line up, I mean, that could absolutely change. But for me, it's just a matter of getting the 11 names down on the sheet. It was 2-1 to Leicester, Angus Courtmate. 2-1 to Leicester. Would you kiss the United crest to make us win the league, even though we would win it, or we will win it? Those are weird questions, aren't they? Would I kiss the United crest if it meant Liverpool win the league? Yes, of course I would. I would do anything. I would crawl on broken glass if it meant Liverpool were to win the league, mate. And I'd expect everyone to use to do the same as well. All you Liverpool fans. The only thing I wouldn't do is tattoo it onto my body. There's just no way that that's ever happening. I'll be buzzing if we beat Everton at the weekend, said Patrick Silk. Yeah, it's a big game. It is. It's a big game, but we'll get to that. We've got to get through tomorrow night first. And we might as well start by talking about team selection. I will go through my team selection, guys, if that's okay. And of course, I'm always happy to read yours out and let me know how you're getting on. Gokul, Mike, excuse me, I didn't get back to your email yet, but I have read it. I should say that. I see you in the chat there, Gokul. I will get back to that very soon, buddy. Right, so my team selection for tomorrow, the 11 that I've gone with, does not include Roberto Firmino. Now, before anybody loses their minds, please bear with me. So I've gone for Alisson in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, Joel Matip, Virgil van Dijk and Andrew Robertson. My midfield for tomorrow, and bear in mind this is just my midfield, me guessing at the team. I'd go Jorginho, Wijnaldum, Fabinho and Naby Keita. And then for the front three, I would go Sadio Mane on the left, Mo Salah through the centre, and Sheridan Shaqiri coming in from the right hand side. Now we understand people have said 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, whatever your formation is, I get you. I get where you're coming from. I'm just going with 11 players here. How they play, that's up to the gaffer. Now, as I said, I haven't included Roberto Firmino in my 11 purely because I don't want to risk him. Now, he will probably be on the bench, and if he needs to come on for 15 or 20 minutes to try and get something out of the game, then so be it. But Everton is a massive game away on Sunday. And I think we can get through this game with all due respect to Watford, who are a very good side under Gracia at the minute, playing very good football. I think at home we can get through with the crowd behind us without Bobby Firmino if needs be. I'd expect a big performance from Shaqiri, and I think he does always one if he starts. But I'd love to know what you guys think. My score prediction, of course, is 2-0 as well, as you can see from the image there. Oh, and a shout out to Connor, by the way. As you can see, usually we just put the names in, but it's a much sexier looking setup there, those 11 players on the field. So I want to give credit to Connor for that one, for doing up the players' images. I think it looks really smart on the image. So well done to Connor on that one, because, look, my technical knowledge is non-existent, guys. Connor's the brains behind this operation. Right, who do I think will make fourth? Manchester United, phenomenal empire. I think it will go Liverpool, Manchester City, Spurs, Manchester United, Arsenal and Chelsea, in that order. But that's a guess. Except for the first one. That's a gimme, because we're winning the motherfucking league. Which three players would you take out of United? Just wondering, from Ireland. Paul Pogba, Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford. Obviously, David De Gea is a world-class goalkeeper, but we don't need a world-class keeper, because we have a world-class keeper. But David De Gea is exceptional. And look, there's probably a few more, but you've asked me for three. So Paul Pogba, Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford will be my answer, buddy. How does anybody feel about Brendan Rodgers, Leicester City boss? We will get to that one, Patrick. I have it down on the agenda, buddy. Let's just get through these team selections, and I promise you we'll be straight back to that one. If we can keep a clean sheet and have an ordinary day and still win, said Gokul. Do you think Bobby might make an appearance off the bench? If needs be, oh dog, yes. but I'm hoping it's not needed. I'm sure you are as well. It'd be nice to be able to let him have this one off, wouldn't it? Get a bit of a rest, make sure his foot's properly healed. But as the manager said, Bobby's a machine, basically, isn't he? Bobby just he does what he does. Bobby doesn't like being rested. He doesn't like not playing. But sometimes managers have to protect the players from themselves, and that's a really good complaint to have. Much like Rashford at United there, who played through the pain barrier because, well, they had no choice. But it's good to see players like Bobby Firmino as well, who are, almost indestructible to an extent. Gonads, how are you, sir? Great to see you in. Kevlaz in, how are you, sir? He said, hit the X right next, guys, and tap the like button. Then live chat, it doesn't interrupt the stream. Hit the X on the right, guys, then tap the like button. Then okay. Sorry. Guys, I should say after this, I will be on Instagram again from about 11:15. So if you want to pop over there, I think I'm going to use Instagram more for a Q&A type thing. So if anybody has any questions, whether it be Liverpool related or you just want to ask me something, I'll be on Instagram from about 11:15, and I'll probably be on there for about 15 or 20 minutes. Is Bobby fit for tomorrow? Yes, Scotty, he is, mate, and I am absolutely buzzing of that fact. I'm so happy. I was expecting the worst. I was expecting to hear that he had strained ligaments or bruised ligaments, or he'd done something to his foot that was going to cause him to miss a couple of weeks. But somebody's looking out for us, and Firmino is fit and available, and it is great to hear. Will you be supporting United when they play City? Yes, I will. I'm not going to lie, I will. I will absolutely be hoping that they batter Manchester City. There you go. It's probably the only game where I will be supporting United or be backing United. I could have given you the lying answer. I could have went, well, I hope we don't really have to worry about that game and it's in our control. But look, I will. I fucking will, man. I really will. And I'm sure most of you guys will as well. Dave Sweeney's in the house, sir. How are you? Great to have you in. I wouldn't risk him tomorrow night either. Save him for the weekend, said Patrick. You might not agree, Craig, but I'm seriously worried about the Everton game. Oh, buddy, look, don't get me wrong. As I said before, I'm braggadocious. Is that the right word? When it comes to Everton, because I like winding Everton fans up. I'm not going to disrespect them at Goodison Park and think that it's not going to be a fairly difficult afternoon for us. Of course it is. But I back our boys. And I don't. If anybody thinks it's going to be a difficult game, I don't doubt you. I'm not going to jump down your throat. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm going to back us to the hilt, as I always do. But of course, going to Goodison Park is never a very easy game. They won again tonight, 3-0. Well, it was 3-0 last I checked. So yeah, so it is going to be a difficult game. But we get through one game at a time, and Watford is first up. Beat Watford, roll into the game at the weekend. If we pick up another 3 points there, then 9 to go. I mean, it's looking good then. I think we'll beat Watford 2-0. Watford are on a good run, said Elijah John. Salah, Mane and Firmino faces light up versus Watford. Again, for me, there's every chance that Roberto Firmino will play tomorrow. Every chance. But just going with the manager's press conference today, he was a little bit more inclined to be open about him playing against Everton, although he did say he was available. Can we afford to rest Robertson? Did Klopp mention anything about his hand? Not that I heard, as he actually, which is a good thing. I didn't hear anything nor read anything yet about his hand. Can we afford to rest him? If you want to have a run at Moreno, yeah, maybe we can. There's an international break coming up as well soon enough. I can understand where you're coming from. I really can, because he's played a lot of minutes, but I don't know, just keep playing him. I think we're at that stage, aren't we? What two forwards do we need? I'm thinking a striker like Timo Werner and a number 10. I think you've nailed it. SMJ Legacy. Exactly as you've said. Who that number 10 would be, I really don't know. I'll have to spend a lot of time looking into this before the summer window comes, because that position needs to be filled, and it needs to be filled very, very badly, in my opinion. Will Bobby be on the bench? I think so, Scotty. Liverpool beat Watford tomorrow 4-1, said Siobhan Watts. Thank you for that one, Siobhan. Always great to have you in. I think we should rest Robbo and Mane. So would you, Dylan, in that sense, buddy, would you be starting Firmino tomorrow? The only reason I ask, mate, is because if we were to rest Mane, which I understand, I completely understand, and Robbo and Firmino, three changes might be a bit much, but I get your way of thinking. The players do need to be rotated and rested at times. It's a busy period. Another game coming up on Sunday. The Red Men podcast has made me think about maybe having Cade in the 10. What do you think, Craig? He's entirely capable of it, Jose. He is entirely capable of playing in the 10. As I said, please don't pay too much heed to the formation I have my players set up in there. It's just a matter of getting the 11 players on the team sheet. So playing two holding midfielders a little bit, perhaps. Somebody, Liverpool fan 9, I think, said that earlier on. He was going for a 4-2-3-1 system. I think we will see Salah through the centre if Firmino doesn't play. That much I'd be fairly confident of. And I'd guess that we will see Shaqiri on the right. I think the Echo hinted at that. But look, again, they could just be messing. Or not messing, guessing. Do you hear me guessing? Aidan, how are you, sir? Great to have you back in as well. Bobby off the bench for 20 minutes to keep the rhythm. Then he'll score and celebrate, pointing to his ankles. No look ankle point, mate. That's it. No look ankle pointing from Bobby. Imagine the scenes if Brendan Rodgers beat City to win Liverpool the league. Redemption for 2014. Oh, mate, wouldn't that be sweet? But as I said, we will get on to Brendan Rodgers now in a couple of minutes. We've got loads of time left on the stream, guys. 45 minutes to go, so loads of time to get through all your comments. Mr. Stalin, how are you, sir? Great to have you in as always. Ergy 10, 4-0 win for the Reds tomorrow. Rodgers wasn't backed by the Celtic owners in the transfer market. I think that's kind of true. To be fair, he didn't seem happy with that. Up there, Rod Stewart isn't happy, by the way, about Brendan Rodgers leaving. But again, we'll get on to that in a couple of minutes. Wouldn't be surprised if Robbo is rested. Moreno gets a game. Looks sort of tired of late. Pranav, yeah, anybody who thinks Robbo needs a rest, I get you. And if Moreno does play, I will keep everything crossed. I will keep absolutely everything crossed that he doesn't have a Moreno moment. But I very much understand where you're coming from. It's just it's a massive game tomorrow. We have to win. Every game from now on to the end of the season in the league is a massive game, and not all of them will be must-win games. But I feel after coming off the back of that draw against United and just being 1 point ahead, and with Manchester City at home to West Ham tomorrow, this is a must-win game for Liverpool in my humble opinion. Remember a hard game we had against Watford in the 86 double winning season. They took the lead, but I think it was a couple of rush goals gave us the win 3-0. They couldn't have taken the lead, mate, and then we won 3-0. That's not mathematically possible, I'm afraid. 3-1 said Floating Fox. 4-0 said Jamie Bevan. Heme said, evening Craig, how come Shaqiri is now in the 12? You've gone for, I think he meant to say 11. Because I think Firmino might be just rested, buddy. He is fit, but I think he might be just rested and brought on if needs be with I don't know, 15-20 to go. And hopefully he isn't needed. The atmosphere should be just like Bournemouth, said Tom Jones. It will be bouncing. A night game at Anfield under the lights. And you know what? It kills me to say this, but Kev came through for me earlier on at the last minute and said, you know what, Craig, I can get you a match ticket, buddy. And I looked up the flights to get over from Ireland, which would basically have meant me leaving my house in about 6 hours, maybe 7 hours. I just couldn't get over. I was raging. I looked at it for tomorrow and I just couldn't make it. But I'm no doubt Anfield's going to be bouncing. Any game under the lights at Anfield is special. But when you're going for a Premier League title, when you've only got 6 home games to go and every single one matters, then tomorrow is going to be fantastic. What else have we got here? I think the team now picks itself when all are fit. This means Hendo and Milner should only be backup players, said Neil Anthony. Yeah, I'm kind of getting to that place myself, mate, with Jordan Henderson. Unfortunately, I think Fabinho's definitely forced his way in. Bobby could no-look drive if he wanted to, said Liam Kelly. I like that one, mate. What are the blue spanners? The blue spanners are the moderators on the channel, mate, and what that means is they can remove comments, they can remove people that are trolling, they can time people out, or they can just ban people from the channel. So they basically look after our best interests to make sure that the chat is a nice, fair place for people and nobody gets getting bullied and that kind of thing. I think another hammering for Watford, said Prez Salah. That'll do me, mate. That'll do. I mean, nothing would be better than going out here tomorrow and beating them 3 or 4-0. That would be splendid. That would be tickety-boo, wouldn't it? That really would be tickety-boo. Sell Moreno. We can't be selling him because his contract's up in the end of the season, mate, so he's gone. Origi we are trying to sell. Sturridge, his contract is up at the end of the season. Get a left-back, centre-back and a versatile striker. I agree with every one of those positions that you've mentioned. Patrick Silk's gone 3-0 to the Reds. Thomas McCabe's gone 3-0 tomorrow. Oh, no problem, Thomas. No, I probably misread your comment, buddy. 3-0 tomorrow for Thomas. I remember a Watford game in '86 was a mud bath of a pitch. Wow. The pitches have come on an awful lot, haven't they? I mean, if you look back, I remember Mark doing a video. Did anybody see the video where Mark Ulrich went down to walk around the Chelsea ground, and he was talking about Stamford Bridge back in the early 90s, and that there was a car park behind the goal. Crazy stuff. As long as your atmosphere isn't as tense as when you played Leicester, said Boya. Yeah, that was weird. It hasn't been like that since or before, mate. That was just a weird old day. My dad thinks the MLS wouldn't take Sturridge with the state he's in, said Justin. I'm very interested to see where he does move. I'm very, very interested to see where he does. Gareth N7 said, hi, just subscribed. I'm going 3-0. Liverpool, a must-win game. It is a must-win game, buddy, and thank you for subscribing and welcome to the channel. I don't want Moreno anywhere near the start 11, to be honest, said Raymond. And Raymond, you know what, I'm with you, pal. I'm with you. I would rather run Andy Robertson into the ground, as bad as that sounds, than give Alberto Moreno game time. I'd rather play one of the up-and-coming kids. I'd rather play James Milner at left-back, actually, and there's an option. He wouldn't give you as much going forward, but I'd still rather him there than Alberto Moreno. Everton won 3-0 tonight, which they did. A good away win for them at Cardiff. Triple Y Dollars, how are you, sir? Watford are in better form, but we have the players to finish them off at Anfield. So Prez Salah. 4-0 tomorrow for JRHC. Corey's gone for 2-0 to the Reds. 1 for Salah and 1 for Shaqiri. Good stuff. I'm glad to see so many of you are feeling so confident ahead of the game tomorrow. I love it. Brilliant. Original Gunner, how are you, sir? Great to have you in. Hope you're keeping well. I think Salah suits the striker role this year, said Prez. It depends on the game, I think, buddy. If there's a bit of space there in behind and it's an open game, then he can be lethal. Absolutely lethal. Jack Spade said the video of Mark Ulrich at Chelsea was brilliant. It was. The John Terry condom machine part. I mean, that had me in stitches. Somebody will buy Origi for 20 million in the summer. Probably will. And long term, I think they'll get good value out of him if they buy him for 20 million. Jesus, Craig, I'm seeing more of you than the missus, said Greg. I could probably say the same, mate. Honestly, I'm probably seeing more of you guys on this computer than I am with the family lately. But that's a good thing, isn't it? That's a good thing, surely. You guys are almost like family at this point. Every game is a must-win during the season, said Awfully British. It's getting down to squeaky bum time now, though, isn't it, in the season? Those final 11 games. At the end of this week, only 9. Oh, the excitement is kicking in, guys. I cannot wait for this game tomorrow. It's not on in the UK or Ireland, I have to say. It's not on television, it's not on Sky, it's not on BT. So, if you're over in America, I think it's on CSNBC. It's on beIN Sports as well, if you can get beIN Sports wherever you're living. I can't remember what other channels it's on. I do have a list of them. But we will be doing a watch-along, as always. The watch-along will start tomorrow night at 7:30 PM. So if you want to come, enjoy the game with us, have a bit of a laugh, get some immediate reaction to what's going on, have some live interactive chat with the people in here, then we'd love to have you. And we'll start that one at 7:30 tomorrow night. We don't show any match content. I always have to stress that, because as much as I take the piss on here and I've got a potty mouth, if you get where I'm coming from, I use bad language and all that stuff, we don't like to break YouTube rules. So we don't break any copyright rules, and we do respect the rights of all copyright holders for stuff like that. So all we do is just react to what's going on and give you some alternative commentary at times and just dip in and out of the chat. Werner or Coutinho? Timo Werner for me. It's Alex. I'm not somebody that likes to look back or go back when it comes to players, except for Robbie Fowler. He could have came back 50 times and I'd have kept loving him. I can see Sturridge going to Newcastle. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Almiron, after coming in there, he's doing really well for them already. He's a fan favourite. Rondon is probably harder working than Daniel Sturridge. So I'd say they might concentrate on... this sounds mad and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I'd say they may concentrate on trying to keep Rondon rather than Daniel Sturridge. I'll tell you what though, Divock Origi would be a very good piece of business for Newcastle. Kai Havertz is a quality talent, said Leitrim for Sam. Indeed he is. 1-0 for Gary. That'd be squeaky bum time again, Gary. 1-0, mate. I'd take it. If it was on offer right now, I'd take it, but oh, it would be squeaky bum time for sure. An Arsenal fan told me he'd rather have Xhaka than Pogba. This isn't banter at Arsenal. This is my genuine view of Granit Xhaka. I don't get him as a footballer. I don't understand what people see in him. I think he is... I view him how I view Marouane Fellaini for Manchester United, except he doesn't score as many. I just don't like him. I think he's a bit of a thug on the field. I think he's got too much of a hot head. And look, I don't watch him week in, week out. This is just my outside view of Granit Xhaka. But if somebody genuinely said they'd rather him than Paul Pogba, then I question their sanity. It's just a silly thing to say. Klopp said Firmino would be okay. He did indeed, Joe. He absolutely is. I just think it might be worth letting him sit this one out with the game coming up on Sunday, buddy. But he is available. You're right on that one. David Tobin said, obviously coming to watch tomorrow. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. D's Nuts said, I will be watching a legal, and he quotes legal, stream online, which is always good to see. We don't want anybody breaking the law here. What's happening, Craig? Haven't been around in a while. How are things with you and the Reds? Tom, it's good, buddy. It's good. As you can see, the channel's flying along. Yeah, it's been a really good time. We've looked over the statistics for the past month for the channel, and we're absolutely flying, and I'm so happy. Guys, we're 1 year old on, I keep saying the 10th, the 11th, or the 12th of March. I've no idea which one that is. I have to look back and see. And by 1 year old, I mean when we started posting live streams. We're 1 year old sometime in the middle of March. So if you want to help us out and you're watching, we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the channel becomes 1 year old. So if you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, please do so, and turn on the notifications as well, because we go live 2-3 times a day sometimes at this point. We're going to be doing daily news shows. They're about 15 to 20 minutes long. We do nightly streams, as you know, from 10 to 11. Then I'll be going on to Instagram. I'll be doing stuff on Instagram for about 15 minutes after this as well. And there's lots and lots more coming up. Match day watch-alongs, transfer news, so much to come. And on that, actually, myself and Connor were doing some work already. We're already thinking ahead to the summer. We've got some stuff organised for the summer that I promise you guys are going to love. It looks like Connor and myself are going to hit the road. It looks like we're going to go over to the UK, fingers crossed, do a little bit of travelling, and meet up with a few people that we think you might find interesting, and have some conversations, a bit of chat, film it all, post it all up on the channel. The summer can be boring with no games, no football coming. Yes, we'll be talking transfers. Yes, of course, we'll be looking through all the pre-season games and stuff like that. But we want to keep the content coming thick and fast here. So we're going to try hit the road, go over to the UK, drive up and down the country, interview some people, meet some people, have a bit of fun. And I think you guys are going to like what we've got lined up for you. I really do. What else have we got? Much is the drink on the Dublin to Holyhead ferry. No idea, mate. No, I'm not a drinker, believe it or not. So I couldn't tell you. I'd imagine it's it ain't cheap. I'd imagine, Ronnie, buddy. I'll be sneaking some cans in if I were you. Not that I condone that. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Get the tinnies in. I remember the good old days, mate. You used to do that ferry. You used to be able to get crates of Fosters and stuff, and there'd be lads coming off the ferry after the games and stuff, and there'd be vans there to pick them up to get all the crates of Fosters. I mean, back in the good old days. Craig M said, I love watching Klopp's press conferences. Whenever I'm feeling a bit down about the last result, he always gives perspective. I love the question today, mate, where the reporter started off asking about the fact we haven't scored in the last 2 games. Kloppo was sipping his water, and he was just about to say to your man, hang on now, and then your man said, he flipped it and went, but we've had 3 clean sheets in a row now, and then Jurgen Klopp said, now I like where you're going with this. He's great, isn't he? You never know what you're going to get with Jurgen Klopp at these press conferences. Okay, where else have we got? Connor Crosby's in the house. How are we, sir? Good to see you're still alive, Connor. Good to see you're still alive, mate. Connor's on the what's it called? What's that beer called? You know, that fucking posh beer that only like posh people like Connor drink. Craft ales. That's the one. Connor's on the craft ales. He's a posh boy, you see. He's not on the cheap stuff like the rest of you. He's on the good stuff, Connor. Spending that YouTube money on the craft ales. Craig and Connor's road trip comedy road show. That's what it'll end up like. I do live in Ireland, Joe. Yes, I do, mate. I live in Ireland. I live in County Wexford. Yeah, it'll be good fun, Liam. Us 2 on the road. It's going to be good fun. But don't forget, we're also coming over for the last game of the season. We'll be in Liverpool on the day of the last game. So hopefully going to get some filming done there. Hopefully going to meet up with some of you guys as well. And fingers crossed we'll be celebrating something special. Do you think tomorrow night is a must-win game? Yes, Jack, I do, mate. I think tomorrow night and I think Sunday are both must-win games. Would you do a fan meetup? We're planning to do it, mate, for the last game of the season, as I was just saying a couple of minutes ago. We're waiting to see how the season progresses because we don't want to, shit the bed. But if it's looking positive, we will set something up. We're going to be over one way or the other, but we'll set something up where hopefully we can get a lot of people together and we can celebrate in style and do something fun. Maybe a bit of a live show or something like that. Man United were going to erect a statue outside Old Trafford for Ronaldo, but they were afraid it would dive too much. Nice. I was wondering, were you serious there with that one? Connor said I got 3 bottles of craft beer today. Good day. He did, but then he bought about 200 quid's worth to bring home with him as well. He neglected to mention that. Dutch Gold, Dave Sweeney. There you go, mate. Dutch Gold. The drink of champions. The amount of my mates that still drink that shite. I mean, 4.2% or something. You could drink cases of it and not get drunk. Excuse me. Brendan Rodgers. Let's move on to Mr. Brendan Rodgers. As you guys know or may not know, Brendan Rodgers has now been unveiled as the new manager of Leicester City Football Club. It looks as though Neil Lennon is going to go back up to Celtic and take over there for the rest of the season. And Brendan Rodgers, I think, if memory serves correct, 2023, I think, his contract. Maybe it's 2022. I don't know. It's 2022 or 2023 anyway. His contract is with for Leicester City. And I want to know what you think about it. I want to know if you think this is a good move for Leicester City, if you think it's a good move for Brendan Rodgers, or maybe, look, you just don't give a shit and maybe you're sick of talking about Brendan Rodgers. But either way, guys, I would love to know your thoughts on it. Special brew, said Ian Turlington. I can see what way you were thinking, mate. You were thinking of the 8.5% ciders and stuff, the diamond whites of this world. Neil Mellor said on the match review yesterday, Firmino tried to do a dummy like Pele did against Uruguay in the 1970 World Cup. De Gea didn't fall for it, but if you watch it properly, it was clever. Bobby's a genius, Thomas. He's an absolute genius. I'm still in awe of that back flick for Mo Salah. That was absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, Bobby just does everything. He's amazing. Oliver said, thought we'd play 4-2-3 run with Gini and Firmino and Naby in the 10. Could absolutely happen, Oliver. As I said, please, mate, don't pay too much attention to the way I've got that team set up. That's just about me getting 11 names down on a piece of green page, or a green page. Don't worry about the formations. Pochine made in my bath, says Connor. I mean, there you go. Just lets you show you. Connor will do everything to make a few bob. Typical culture. Oh, for some people who don't know what a culture is, sorry, it's anybody outside of Dublin, basically, in Ireland. Don't let Craig book the hotels. Why not? Always let me book the hotels, mate. You'll end up in some flea-ridden shithole, but yeah, just don't worry about it. It'll be grand. We won't be doing much sleeping there anyway. I might see you on the final day in the pub or something. Not drinking though, said Prez Sala. Either will I be, mate. Myself and Connor will be filming the entire day. We're going to go through some amount of memory cards that day, I can tell you. A good omen, we clinched the league title on the last day of the 1975-76 season by beating Wolves. Yes, I'll take any omen, mate. Anything good, anything positive that you can give to me, I will take. Why the Argentina shirt? Why not the Argentina shirt, Jack? I mean, I've got over 100 football shirts, at least, in my wardrobe. I collect them. I'm an absolute chav, mate. I've got these shirts, I've got Columbia shirts, I've got a couple of, well, 5 or 6 different MLS shirts, loads of Liverpool shirts, Ireland shirts. I mean, I just collect them, mate. I've got Mexico shirts. Yeah, I just love football shirts, so I've got a massive collection of them, and this was the one that I grabbed out of the wardrobe today to wear. It's as simple as that, really. And also, I can only wear certain colours on here because of the green screen behind me. So if I was to wear the Argentina shirt, or not the Mexico shirt or the Irish shirt, I would be like a floating head. You wouldn't be able to see me because of the green screen behind me. Is there an international break in March or April? Yes, there is one in March, Justin. Actually, it's coming up quite soon. I think these two games the last ones before the international break? Or am I wrong on that one? Craig, this stream's starting to develop some good character. Did I hear Brendan in here? Yeah, he's a wonderful human being, mate. Yeah, he definitely is. He's got tremendous character. He's a wonderful human being. He's a beautiful fellow. Brendan Rodgers was at the game when Leicester won. I did see that. I seen him in the stadium actually yesterday or something. Is that right, boy? Did I see something about Brendan Rodgers being at Leicester City's ground yesterday or the day before or something like that? I guess I'm one because I live outside of Dublin. You are, unfortunately, Podgy. I mean, my kids are cultures at this point. I mean, one of them was born in Dublin, but she's lived outside Dublin more than, or longer than she's lived in there. So, you know, I'm raising two cultures here myself. Will you and Connor be going to the pre-season? There are rumours to be in the US. No, Liam. We won't be going over this year. That is my dream, though. My dream is to get the channel big enough and to a place where we can go on a pre-season tour and follow the team round. And that has been my dream since day one. It's never been to make a living from this or anything. It's to have life experiences from it. And if we can get to a point where we're able to afford to go on the pre-season tour and follow them around, that would be amazing. But it won't be this year, unfortunately, buddy. We're still chasing our tails at this moment in time financially. Liverpool will finish third. Kiss my ass. Liverpool won't finish third, you absolute gobshite. There's always one prick that has to come in and go, Liverpool finished third. Fuck you, we're going to finish first. Finished third, my ass. Phil Neville said, this is Firmino is overrated and is no better than Juan Mata. Yeah, well look, you lost me at Phil Neville there, Neil, mate. When you said Phil Neville said, I zoned out because Phil Neville knows about as much about how to talk about the game as my son, who's 7 and has no interest in football. Phil Neville is a gobshite, plain and simple. Gary Neville I will listen to all day long, but Phil Neville, come on. Phil Neville doesn't know what he's talking about. He may have played the game, but he talks out his arse, and I think that's fair for us all to say. Brendan Rodgers had the chance to be a Celtic legend, has left it because he knows Stevie G is coming. Why would he not stay for 10 in a row if he's a Celtic fan? Because he wants to push on with his career, I suppose, Boss Belly. I get where you're coming from. He supported the club, as you said, as a child. It's gone pretty well for him up there. He's collecting trophies, but I think he wants to push on. I think he wants to come down, maybe do something or prove something with Leicester City, and then maybe get another top job in the Premier League or somewhere in Europe. Don't book into the Adelphi. Stayed there loads of times, Paul. It wasn't me that booked it though. It was the supporters club I was with. I didn't like it, but it wasn't the worst hotel I've stayed in. I've stayed in worse. I mean, do you remember the Formula 1 right down on the Albert Dock? I stayed in the Ibis beside there. But I remember, the Formula 1 isn't there anymore, but I remember looking at it going, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't even bring a hooker there if I was going there. Treat yourself, stay in the Titanic Hotel. We're staying in a hostel, mate. When we're over there in May, we're staying in a hostel, right, because it was pretty much booked up, so we were lucky to get somewhere, but we got a hostel, and it'll do, because we're going to be in the room for all of 4 or 5 hours, really, that night, so it's all good. Podgy, yes, mate, I am from Ireland. What are your thoughts on Declan Rice snaking Ireland? I don't mean this to sound rude, dog, but fuck him. He didn't choose Ireland, and that's his choice. Let him have his career with England, and I don't know what else to say on it, mate. Honestly, I don't want to be bitter about it. He kissed the badge, as we all know, an underage player. Yeah, fuck him. Let him go and do what he has to do, and we'll carry on. That's all I can say. I don't want to get too bitter about it, as I said, and I'm not really a massive fan of international football anyway. I always thought that actually there was a space there for a decent channel around the FAI, a decent YouTube channel, putting out footage of the League of Ireland and the FAI and stuff like that. There's definitely space there for one if somebody had the, I suppose, what's the word I'm looking for, gumption or intelligence or creativity to run a channel. I heard Firmino will be fit for tomorrow. Yes, Arnav, he will be fit. He is available. Brendan could do well at Leicester. He might even float us James Maddison. I think we missed the boat on James Maddison. If I remember correctly, we looked at him last year when he was at Norwich, but he picked up an injury at the end of the season or something like that, and that may have put us off, and Leicester pulled the trigger, and they've got themselves a very good footballer. All games are must win, said Craig Weston. They really are. Rice Grealished his career internationally. I think what happened there, if we're being honest, is that it's a position that England needs somebody in, and if he was in a position where England weren't really wanting, I don't think he'd be playing for England. But look, it is what it is. I'm getting ridiculously drunk that night. Oh, it'll make for great content. I don't give a shit, mate. As long as the camera's turned on, you get as drunk as you want. You can fall asleep leaning on the tripod if you want, as long as you're getting the content. Quick question about Formula 1, favourite team and driver. I don't have one. I don't watch Formula 1, David, mate. Sorry. I wish I could give you a better answer. The club should buy a hotel and sell tickets and rooms. I think that might be the plan going forward. I remember seeing planning permission around Anfield, and I'm fairly sure that there is a hotel going there. Now, there's Hotel Tia, of course, but I'm fairly sure that there is another one. How would you feel if Liverpool won the league? I would cry my ass off, Gareth. That's how I'd feel. I would probably cry live on this stream if it happened when I was on here. I'm 37 years of age, and in my entire adult life, I've yet to see Liverpool lift a top level league title in England. So yeah, it means a lot. It will mean a lot if it happens. Shots fired, Connor. I've no idea what you're talking about, mate. Yeah, I've no idea, mate. No idea where you're going with that one. None whatsoever. Connor, we should get ourselves a couple of jackets though, buddy, with a branded crest on them and a few hoodies. I mean, if you're going to be a top-notch channel, you know what I mean? You can't be fucking about. Do you think we'll win the league or finish second? I honestly think we'll win the league, official YC. I really, really do. And I'm not just saying that to be a smarmy fucker. I really feel Liverpool are going to go on and win the league. I think Manchester City's fixtures and the couple of injuries that they've picked up as well. And you know what? We might as well talk about those injuries while we're on it. For the game tomorrow against West Ham, they're going to be without Laporte, Stones, Fernandinho and Gabriel Jesus. They're defo out of the game tomorrow night, but it looks like Fernandinho will be out until at least after the international break. Now, Fernandinho is a massively important player for Manchester City, and we've seen what happened over the summer, or the Christmas period where he wasn't playing. So maybe I'm just hoping for the best here, but fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I don't like to hear of players picking up injuries. I'm not that type of dude, but anything that will benefit us at this moment in time, I am going to take. Every little thing is important. Every little point, every little yellow card, corner, free kick, throw in, it all has to go our way. I'll burst into tears if we win the league the last game of the season, said Gonads. I think Genie needs a rest. Don't think he'll play tomorrow night. Hendo instead. Can completely understand that as well. I could understand somebody sticking Jimmy Milner in there as well. This is just guesswork for me. Maddison would be feeding sick though with our front three. He would. He'd be very good. Maddison's an excellent player. I said this to Boya as well recently. He's a very, very good player. On that, actually, I was asked to go on to Lee Chappie's Leicester channel to talk about Brendan Rodgers. So when I have the details on that, I'll let you guys know if and when I'm going to be going on there to give a Liverpool perspective on Brendan Rodgers and what he may bring to Leicester City. Evening Reds, hope we're all doing well. So Killer for Hire. Mate, I feel like it's a while. Is it a while since we've spoken? I feel like it's a while since you've been in. How are you? How are you in yourself? I love saying that phrase. I don't get to say that one enough. How are you though? How are you in yourself? Is that a very Irish thing? Or do other people say that as well? How do you feel about Liverpool not being able to beat Manchester United side with literally 10 injuries? Doesn't mean anything. They could have had 55,000 injuries, mate. It still doesn't mean anything. All that mattered was the result. We got a point. And let's not forget, we aren't exactly shy of injuries ourselves at this moment in time. Firmino picked up an injury. Gomez is out with an injury. Trent was coming back from injury. Who else have we got out injured? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's out injured. Dejan Lovren's out injured. Ryan Brewster's out injured. Adam Lallana is basically coming back from injury, but is playing like he's still fucking injured. So yeah, we're not short of injuries ourselves, Thomas. So I've seen a few United fans trying to make themselves feel better at our expense, and I think that's just a shitty way of looking at it. We should have won the game. We had more possession. We didn't create anything. It is what it is. We took a point and we push on. We're still top of the league, and that's all I give a shit about. Max Preston said, I'd be happy lad managed to get a ticket to the game tomorrow. I'm missing out on school. Nice. Enjoy it, Max. Enjoy it. Scream your heart out, buddy, and come home horse, and I'm sure you'll have a wonderful occasion, a wonderful time at Anfield. I mean, who doesn't have a good time when they go to Anfield? Where's the AA merch? I want Craig's head on my shirt. Nobody wants that, mate. We are working on some. We're working on a little bit of merch, but I just don't think we're big enough to start selling merch yet. And I'm not the type of person, nor is Connor, that we want to ram this shit down your throats and say, here, look, buy this. It's not really the way we go about things, but we are working on a few little bits and pieces, don't worry. I mean, if have a wank, treat yourself doesn't deserve to be on a t-shirt, I don't know what does. And Tickety Boo as well. There definitely has to be something with Tickety Boo on it. Would you sell merch if Liverpool win the league? Yeah, probably. But probably will have something worked out regards to Liverpool winning the league and a few little bits and pieces. Yeah, lots of questions about merch actually tonight, which is really weird. I hope Connor, I hope you take a note of all of this, Connor, because Connor be going, merch, yes, please. Do you think Rodgers was a good manager for Liverpool? Yes, I do. I just think he took the Liverpool, or he got the Liverpool job a little bit too early in his career, and he was a bit naive at times. And yes, he made some mistakes, but we also have to give him credit for us playing some of the most attacking, open, expansive football I've seen in many, many years. So, some people have their own views on Brendan Rodgers, but I look back fondly enough on my time with Brendan Rodgers. In Europe, he was terrible. We have to be fair on this. He was very, very naive when it comes to European competition. And without trying to sound smart towards Leicester fans, you don't really have to worry about that one at the moment. So, and I genuinely mean that as a positive. I don't mean that as a fuck you. I really mean that as a positive. He knows what the Premier League's about. So I'm sure he'll do a fine job there. No, I would not sack Klopp if he doesn't win the league. If you hang on, would you sack Klopp if Liverpool don't win the league? Because I don't think he's good enough. Fuck you, get out of my channel, you absolute gobshite. Honestly, Ellie, fuck off. I've no time for your type of nonsense. Anybody at all who says Brendan Rodgers needs to be, or not Brendan Rodgers, Jurgen Klopp needs to be sacked, just turn around now and walk out the door, because we don't want that to do with you in here. Honestly, you're not welcome. Your brand of stupidity is not welcome on this channel. Craig, I was on your Instagram page around 11:15 and no stream. Oh yes, there was. There was, mate. I was on Instagram last night. I was on there from 11:15 till about 11:30, and the video will still be on there. It's on there for 24 hours, so it should be up there for at least another half an hour. Kev might be able to fill you in a little bit more on where to click or what to click on Instagram, because I'm so new to it, buddy. I don't like Henderson anymore. I mean, we all have players we don't like, mate, and players we do like. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell you who to like and who not to like. We need a best of channel highlights video for the anniversary. Here's the problem with that, Liam. It's definitely doable, and we can go and get that done. But if you put hours of work, and I've seen this done before, you put hours of work into something and it gets 600 or 700 views, it's very, very deflating, mate. It really is. Pragmaverts, yes, buddy, I'm going on Instagram at around 11:15. Now I say around because when I finish this stream I have to pack everything away, because as I said, I do these streams in my room, so I have a lot to get done, and then I run straight downstairs, get the tripod out and get onto Instagram. So around 11:15, I'm hoping it'll be that time. This season's going to be the end of me. Not only do I have the stress of Liverpool's title race, I also have to worry about my GCSEs. Hopefully, oh dog mate, hopefully you look back on this time in a few months as a grey period in your life, buddy. Your GCSEs, hopefully you knocked them out of the park, and hopefully you're looking back on Liverpool lifting the first Premier League title. What I will say is, make sure you look after your education, mate. It's important. Education is freedom, so look after your education. The Reds will look after themselves, and I wish you all the best with your exams, buddy. I really do. My own daughter is doing exams this summer as well, and I'm trying to, let her know that, relax. It's not the end of the world. Do your best, and you could be as awesome as Connor someday. That's not realistic for her though. But you know what I mean. You've got to be positive in these things. Craig, a culture is anybody outside the M50, my mate says. It's a good show, Dave. It's a good show. I call him a Dublin scumbag, but only messing between my mates. That is a very good show. Anybody outside the M50 is a belter, mate. Your mate, or Dave, your mate has that one nailed, I think. Kev said, quid for each goal predicted. I'm at Anfield tomorrow. Mate, I'm so jealous. I wish I could have got over to you, and thank you so much for the offer. I really appreciate it. I had a good chat with my wife to say, can we do this? Can we stretch this? But it was just a bit too rich for our blood at this moment in time, unfortunately. I think we need a string of results against Watford, or I think we need a strong result against Watford to show that we've still got it, said Chris Taylor. It would be nice to put in a big performance. You're right, mate, to bang 3 or 4 in and make a statement. Connor said we're working on a high-end clothing brand to rival Gucci. Fuck you type merch. Guys, we have about 10 minutes to go on tonight's stream. If you're watching and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please take a minute to do so. We're only 24 subscribers away from 9,100, and we're on the road to 10k, and we have the countdown begins. We've got about 14 days to try and get those last 900 subscribers. So please do hit that button if you're watching. We need a straight out goal poacher like Fowler, said Familiar to Billions. Please tell me your name is a take of the Oasis album, Familiar to Billions. Please tell me it is. Klopp forever, said Chris Taylor. Damn right, damn right. Well, maybe not forever, but definitely for the next few years. Joanne said, I've seen the Instagram video after it was streamed. Thank you very much, Joanne. Oh, do you know what? I never admitted this before on anything, but I was a little bit nervous before I did that Instagram video last night. Now, bear in mind, I sit in front of a camera for hours and hours and hours every week, but it was a new medium for me. I'd never been on Instagram before, so yeah, I was very nervous last night. I didn't really know what to expect, but it was fun. It was fun. O-Dog said, I rate Henderson as a player. When do we play Everton? Sunday, and I think it's 2 o'clock or 2:30, but it's around that time on Sunday, Oliver. Craig, ask these people who want Klopp out, who would get, who's better. I would, Paul, honestly. It's a question we can have a conversation around, but I don't want to give these idiots the time of day, Paul. I'd rather read your comment, buddy, or somebody else's than go through and deal with one of those fools. Pranav said 4th of May, Newcastle versus Liverpool and City versus Leicester. Rafa hands us a 3-point. Rodgers gets a result at the empty hat, which ends up deciding the title. Scenes. That would be a nice day, wouldn't it? Pranav, that would be a very, very, very nice day. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If Jordan Henderson is thought highly of by Steven Gerrard, Kenny Dalglish, Brendan Rodgers, Roy Hodgson, Gareth Southgate and Jurgen Klopp, who am I to disagree? And I've used the very same point myself, Liam, on many, many occasions. These guys know high level football and what it takes much more than you, I, or most other people, buddy, so I agree with you. Craig is doing this stream in his boxers. I amn't, but I am doing it in my pyjama bottoms. No boxers, but yes, pyjama bottoms. Junior starts getting on my nerves, said Justin. That's exactly what my daughter's sitting this year, Justin. Yeah, she just finished her mocks. Well, she's got her mocks results back. Nobody rates Henderson. Do you think? Modric, Xavi, Iniesta look at him and think now, nope. Look, Jordan Henderson is Liverpool captain. Jordan Henderson is a very, very good footballer. He might not be everybody's cup of tea. Some people actually might not really appreciate what his job is in the team. But Jurgen Klopp rates him. Well, we don't know what the story is yet after a little bit of a tiff the other day. And there was a story going around that there was a bit of an argument in the dressing room. Now, I didn't really want to talk too much about this because there's no proof on this one. But there was a story going around that there was a bit of an argument in the dressing room after the game against United. None of us have proof of that, so it's not really right for us to say whether it did or didn't happen. Is Connor my son? No, he's not my son. No, he's not. Can see us winning all our games from here on. I know some tricky games like Spurs, Chelsea, but we're at home and I fancy your chances against anybody. I'd love to say I agree, Liam, and I want to. I think we'll beat Chelsea and I think we'll beat Spurs, by the way. I agree with you on that. I'd say we'll drop, we'll get a draw maybe somewhere, mate. I think there is some points to be dropped by us, but not enough that will change this league titles destination, I hope. David Allen said, Klopp is my favourite manager. We went from Joe Allen to Fabinho, Kolo Touré to Van Dijk and Mignolet to Alisson. Mate, you've summed it all up. You've nailed it, David. Well in. Couldn't have put it better myself. Let's go through that one again. It was so good. We've gone from Joe Allen to Fabinho, Kolo Touré, who I think we all did love secretly though. I mean, you gotta love Kolo Touré. To Van Dijk and Mignolet to Alisson. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant comment. Good night, Tom, mate. Always a pleasure to have you on. Tom, I'll never forget that Tom was our first ever comment on the channel. That is never going to be something that's forgotten, buddy. And I'll talk to you soon. Henderson is scapegoat and people hate him because Jordan Henderson isn't a fancy name and because he's not Steven Gerrard, Sam. That's another thing. I said this last night. Anybody who came in to be Liverpool captain after Stevie G was on a bit of a hiding to nothing because he's not Steven Gerrard. And he was never going to be Steven Gerrard. He was his own man. Hendo was voted skipper by all the players at the beginning of the season. Milner was voted deputy, Van Dijk third, captain, Genie fourth. The order the armband goes. LeBron James' dressing room is an unrest apparently. I don't follow basketball, buddy, so I'm probably not the best person to comment on that situation. He does own a part of Liverpool though, due to his deal with FSG. He's got a marketing deal or an image rights deal or something like that with them, and I think he owns, I don't know if it's 1 or 3% or something like that, but he's a small interest in Liverpool Football Club anyway. Henderson does not always pass sideways, mate. That's bullshit. That is just absolute bullshit press. And you know I love you, mate, because you're in here all the time. But Jordan Henderson does not only pass sideways. I mean, look at his passing stats. It just isn't true. Craig Klopp said it's a misunderstanding and he didn't realise Henderson tried to shake his hand. He was too busy instructing Shaqiri. Brilliant. I'm happy with that. The nonsense that came out about Kepa, that was complete bullshit. Them trying to say that was a misunderstanding, that's nonsense. As somebody pointed out, if it was a misunderstanding, then why would they fine him? There you go. Craig wishes I was his son. Imagine being able to say you were raised by a fucking legend like me. Or you raised a fucking legend like me. That's it. He's definitely on the craft beer. Definitely on it. He's getting brave now. Can I just confirm the match is at 8 PM tomorrow? Yes, Claire, it is 8 PM. Yes, it is definitely 8 PM. 3% he owns. Thank you very much, Dave. Who do you think is our best midfielder? It's difficult. This season it's probably been Gini Wijnaldum, and the reason I haven't included Fabinho in that is because Gini's been playing very well from the start, and Fabinho's only been introduced, as we know, over the past few months. But at the moment, both of them for me are right up there. You ran an Oasis channel, brilliant. Connor's a massive Oasis fan. I'm a massive Oasis fan. I've been to 7 or 8 Oasis concerts. I went to 3 Oasis concerts 3 nights running in Dublin. I went down to Cork to see them. Love them. Absolutely love them, mate. What about the pass to Salah in the Bayern Munich game from Hendo? It was delicious, wasn't it? Absolutely. As you said, Paul, mate. What a pass. If we win the league, I'm definitely wearing my Liverpool shirt. My first A-level exam. Good man. Boya, it must be a busy day for you, pal. Talk to you soon. And congratulations on your new manager, mate. I hope you guys do well. I really do. Congratulations on 9k, said Fibble. Thank you very much. Is there anything else? Anything else I need to get through before we finish up on tonight's stream? No, I think I've gone through most of it. Still time to give you some predictions, guys, tomorrow ahead of the game. And don't forget, we will be hosting our watch-along from 7:30 tomorrow here on the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's always a good day when the Reds are in action. If you want to check out our social media accounts, our Instagram account is running a competition at the minute to give away a signed John Barnes photo, as are we on here, but I'll stay with the Instagram account for now. Kev has put the link into the chat there, so if you want to go over or you're on Instagram, it's just at Anfield Agenda, and there's a post up there that tells you all about the competition. You'll see the picture of John Barnes, just click on that and all the info's there. And Kev is giving that away on Sunday after the Everton game. And also on here, we're giving away another one because we've got a couple of these. So we're giving away another signed A4 John Barnes poster, or picture I should say. To be in with a chance to win on here, all you have to do is subscribe. Really simple. We're just going to pick a name at random from our subscribers on Sunday after the Everton game. And we'll give it away in the post-match show. So 2 chances to win the signed photos there, guys. And they're nice big A4 size pictures as well. So don't forget to subscribe on here to be with a chance to do that. And of course, go over to Instagram and check it out over there. I'm going over to Instagram in 15 minutes now, guys. If you want to catch up or you have any more questions that I missed out on over here, feel free to ask them on Instagram. I'm a United fan. Which 4 players would you take from us? I answered that one earlier on, buddy, but really quickly. Martial, Rashford, Pogba, and after seeing how he played against us, you know what, I'll have Luke Shaw as well, please. Even though we have Hendo, or we have Robbo, sorry, I should say, I'm up for having 2 top-notch left-backs. Do you know any further information on the Laporte and Fernandinho injuries? Just that Fernandinho was going to be out until after the international break, buddy. The Laporte one, he won't be available for tomorrow, Jack, but I don't know anymore after that. You look like Varane in that shirt. I'll take it. I'll take it, Stephen. I'll take that one. Anfield Agenda is the realist on YouTube. Thank you, mate. I'm me. I'm just me, and that's what you're always going to get on here. An honest, blunt me. Sorry, I don't do Instagram. I'm an owl arse, mate. I'm with you. I mean, this is me just trying to reach out to the kids, to the younger people. I don't do it either, buddy, but I'm trying to learn. Right, look, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. Say thank you to everybody who joined us tonight. We'll catch you tomorrow for the watch along. We'll do a post match show as well. We'll be on tomorrow basically from 7:30 right through until about 11:30. So you're gonna get lots of content tomorrow night as well. Thank you so much to top 4 prediction. I'll do one more there before I go out. Liverpool, Manchester City, Spurs, or Manchester United. Right, guys, look, I'm going to have to call that one a night. I will chat to you tomorrow. Thank you to everyone that subscribed. Don't forget to hit that button before you head out. Drop a like on the stream as well if you could do that. That would be much appreciated. Look after your families. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And up the motherfucking Reds.